What's going on, guys? Welcome back yet again to the second video of today. The first one, obviously, looking at the entire roadmap. Now we get our first look at Black Cat, one of the most unique duelists to come to the game. And my god, no spoiler, but spoiler, she can have strange portals, invis, see-through walls, damage. Her kit's wild, and we're gonna give my first reaction to the trailer that just dropped and then slow everything down and break down each part of her kit, all the relics, everything you need to know that she brings to the table. Let's jump in. Well, let's see what the new unique duelist brings to rivals. A Black Cat stealing money from her enemies, and honestly stealing it from all of us as well. Those skins are gonna bankrupt us. There's the grappling hook. Look at that animation. 10 out of 10. Oh my god, Black Panther mains are so pissed. 10 in a ditch. No shot. Does she have a whip too? I need Deadpool to have an interaction with that.
Let's make a deal.
Yo, look at the relic menu. The UI clean. How many abilities is this? Is this wall hacks? Invisibility? Oh, ew, my god. What the hell? I wonder how quickly she can get this fortune, right? We're gonna have to really kind of look at the numbers of all this. The strange portal, stop it. No. Oh, they're showing too much too fast. What is all this? Is this like a cage? Yo, okay. Well, we have a lot to break down. Here's the ultimate. That invis is like as long as Psylocke's. Okay, so 8-second. Yeah, and it's like an execute, right? So she can go in quickly, dash out. She's gonna have hyper mobility. Man, there's a lot. There's a lot on this. This hero's not even playing the same game as we are, guys. Let's break it down. All right, guys, now it's time to slow it down and break it down. And let's first take a look. Obviously, we have her health at 275, although she will be able to get up to 350 health with 2 abilities. And before we jump into her 5, really 10 abilities, let's go ahead and break down Fortune. Now, Fortune is what Black Cat is all about. Now, it looks like she starts out with 100 base Fortune. This could be 0, but it's all we see. And she'll gain different amounts of Fortune when hitting enemies with different abilities. It looks like she can hold up to a maximum of 1,000 Fortune, and there's about 3 different abilities that you can use the Fortune with. Obviously, one being the Relic, the Tablet of Destinies. More on that later, but there'll be 6 different relics in which you can spend the Fortune on. Now, we first start out with her primary. Her claws are going to be a lot like Black Panther or White Fox, and it looks like she's getting about 50 Fortune per hit. Damage is not bad at all, and obviously she has infinite ammo. And of course, as teased in the dev vision, she is equipped with a couple of passives. She has her wall climb that looks perfect animation-wise, and a double jump as well that doesn't look like it has a cooldown. Now, first ability let's talk about is her grappling hook. This is her E ability. You can see it deals damage on Psylocke at the beginning of the video on impact, and it'll steal 300 Fortune, which is by far the most out of all of her abilities, alongside giving her a big chunk of bonus health. Now, obviously, the range pretty good. You can use it at mid-range or long. It's gonna be a little bit of a skill shot. You can use it up close, but there'll be other ones you probably want to prioritize. Either way, though, this will be your main way to get Fortune, especially before, jumping in and going after a target. And we move on to her next ability, her left shift, which she has 2 different uses of, and it's kind of her Cat Lunge, which reminds me a lot of Black Panther's dash. It looks like these dashes are on about a 9 or 10 second cooldown, so you don't want to just be blowing through them. Obviously, this will be her escape and also her get out, but when you do hit an enemy, it'll do some nice damage, and she'll steal 150 Fortune with the initial hit. So even though I don't think you want to, you can get 300 pretty quick Fortune with 2 dashes. And this is going to be a little bit of her gameplay loop, right? You want to poke from afar with the grappling hook, get the Fortune, and then you'll have that bonus health, and then you can get nice up close and personal with the Cat Lunge. You can go and initiate, or you can finish off the target, or use one to get in and one to get out. Now, we see her use the next Cat Lunge going after the Psylocke that is distracted by this Doctor Strange. And then we see her right click, which is going to give her the access to either use a Claw Whip or her Phantom Pursuit. Now, both of these abilities will take Fortune from Black Cat, but luckily both of them upon hit will also give back Fortune. You have the Cat Whip that does a nice amount of damage and steals 50 Fortune per hit. Or if you press E, you can do Phantom Pursuit, which uses a whopping 300 Fortune, although it's well worth it, does insane damage and chases down an opponent in this nice, satisfying flash dash. But on a successful hit, you get 150 back, so you know, if you can nail your shots, it's 150 fortune. Now, the next scene is kind of more of the same. We do see her use both of her dashes, and this is to show off that she can go against flyers or, you know, quickly eliminate or assassinate low health enemies. Obviously, this is nice. You're going to need to get a good amount of fortune to do so, but you can go from her regular kind of lunge into this quick dash. All right, now let's talk about her relics, and this is by far the most complex part about Black Cat, but the most badass. So you'll access the Tablet of Destinies, and you'll see the skeleton hand come out from the new map, and this is essentially where you're going to use all of your fortune. Now, you'll have the choice of 6 different options, and they actually show all of them in this video, although very quick. Now, one thing to keep in mind before we jump into each of these is you can only use one at a time. You can see it replace the symbol of the relic, the Tablet of Destiny, with whatever your current relic is, and so no, you can't kind of hold on to multiple of them. But let's go and talk about what each of them are going to do. So first up, by far the most confusing, and I still don't know if I got it perfect, but is this little rock symbol. And you can see she purchases the Tablet of Destiny, and then it gives her 1,000 fortune. Now, I don't know why this gave her that much. My guess is this might be like a little gamba going on. Like you buy 100 and you get an amount back, although it only cost 100. So I don't know how it works, but I do think this is a way to kind of, you know, risk a slot machine to get more fortune. And given the name, and as far as I can tell, I think that's the only thing the ability does. Now, next up is the Flame Orb, and this thing looks completely OP. Black Cat's going to get an orb that she can, looks like, shoot on any surface, and it's going to act as a UAV where you can see through walls, but it's also going to damage enemies. Now, I tried to look at it, can't get a great look. I don't know if you can destroy it, but either way, this thing is ridiculous, especially because it only cost 100. So I think that's what makes it pretty crazy. Now, next up, we see her instantly buy the crown, which means I think these are set to hotkeys, but either way, this is going to give her invisibility for 2 seconds, kind of like Psylocke, which I don't have to go into that. That's absolutely crazy. Now, moving on, we have that circle with like a bowl in it. We don't know what the name of it is, I don't think. But it looks like very quickly it is shown, and when she steps into this Elsa trap, Diablo is going to obviously trap her, but it, I think, is CC removal, or it makes her CC immune, because the second she uses it, she is no longer stuck in the trap, and this is obviously going to be good, like being ulted by Groot or a million other things. And then by far the coolest, she is going to get access to strange portals for 200. Now, we don't know how this works perfectly. Obviously, she can get through this wall here. 200 is not a lot, and there's no cooldown, so you can have these a ton to get behind enemies and be this flank all of the time. Love this ability, by far one of the best to give your team kind of, you know, spicy utility. We're going to see this a lot in pro play, and just really opens up maps that you can use all of the time. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do this from spawn or anything like that, but it can quickly get you through a wall to have a surprise attack when, you know, there's a funnel point on a map or whatever it might be. And honestly, we can't really tell from this, you know, the limits of this portal, but again, I don't think you're going to be able to put this wherever. We then see her pick the Minto Fish, which was teased in the dev vision, and this looks ridiculous. Kind of what I thought maybe Invisible Woman's ult was going to be, but it makes the same kind of, you know, shield or boundary around enemies, and they can't escape, it looks like. They are trapped when the Doctor Strange is ulting here, and you can use it on this ring. I mean, this looks really powerful as well. It also lasts the entire Strange ult, and she can go inside there and start fighting people, and it doesn't disappear, so it seems like it lasts for quite a while. On top of that, you can see the portal is still active, and so it just seems like all of these are going to work for a while and be just extremely strong. And lastly, we have her ultimate ability. Looks like it's going to last for 8 seconds, and whoever is in her line of sight are going to be marked with these cards. You can see she has the Punisher, the Loki, and when she goes up to them, she will have obviously these red symbols above them by pressing Q and do a massive damaging slash. Now, she might have infinite dashes or something like that when she goes into this form, because she immediately goes to this Hawkeye and no cooldowns were used. And then she goes to the Loki as well. Again, no cooldowns were used, with her finally slashing down the Spider-Man. So a lot of mobility, hyper damage, and is going to be, I think, a pretty good finishing ult. So there you guys go. That is what I think is her entire kit. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Subscribe if you want this each and every season. Also, we have the most important video coming up soon, the balance patch. So don't miss that, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy reveling.